FYI, this video has subtitles in Chinese, Dutch, French and other languages, and you will learn the 5 ingredients of the secret to English fluency. You can take screenshots if you'd like, or you can download the most important screenshots via the link in the description below. A quick history. In 2005, I started teaching English to kids in Hong Kong, and I felt super guilty because my English was poor and definitely too poor to teach English at the time. You see, I'm no native English speaker. However, I consider myself a natively speaking English teacher since 2010. Now you may be wondering, how did he do that? Well, I used the secret. And you can also become a natively speaking English speaker if you use the secret. Anyone can do it. And the great thing is, you don't need to study. I'll explain why in a minute. Ingredient number 1. Together. What's the word? Together with your private English teacher, create a few short sentences that are very useful to you in your life. That means sentences you want and will use every single day. That's the first step. And the result of this is a short piece of text. And if you'd like, you can do this with me here on 5StarTeachers.net, the one-stop education marketplace for one-to-one learning via screen sharing. Let me give you an example. If you are in sales, then these sentences must be things you want to say during your sales conversations. Usually questions and explanations. Now, if you don't have any English speaking prospects, then these sentences should not be about sales. Unless you want to expand your customer base to include English speaking customers, then of course this would be very helpful for you. Another example, if you are working in an office where you often have to speak in English with your colleagues, bosses or customers, then these sentences should be about that. The key here is useful. What's the word? Useful. Learning something that you will never use is stupid and a waste of your precious time here on earth. And that's why I think school is often very stupid. But that's a topic for another video. Ingredient number 2. Your English teacher should record lok yam, the sentences from ingredient number 1, into a tailor-made English listening exercise for you to listen to on a daily basis. Here's how it should be. It must be no longer than 1 minute. It must be at your English level. It cannot be too fast or too slow for you. It is best if it's a monologue. It must be professionally recorded, and when played, it should repeat automatically, so you don't have to press that play button all the time. And you should receive 2 versions, one with gaps and one without gaps. There is a link in the description to an English listening exercise sample file, so you can see and hear the quality that I provide. In this case, it's a business pitch. Now, any English teacher on our platform, 5StarTeachers.net, can easily create these listening exercises for you and connect them to your session so that you can always go back to your session and easily listen using our platform. And it repeats automatically. Great! Ingredient number 3. 3. You must listen with headphones. The better the quality of the headphones, the better and faster you'll learn to speak English correctly. You must be able to hear both the soft and the loud sounds very clearly, as if your teacher were speaking to you in your ear. You must listen to the same English listening exercise 10 times every day. That means 10 minutes a day. And do this for 7 days straight. Now, if you can't squeeze 10 minutes in your day, then I suggest that you do something else with your precious time, because that means that you have other priorities in life. You must listen when you're not reading and when you're not watching something. Very important. Do it when you're doing a background activity. Background activities are simply activities that don't take up much of your attention. Like, for example, when you're washing the dishes or walking the dog, traveling to work. Things that you do pretty much every single day, so that you listen every single day. The best part I like about this method is that you don't need to be focused when you're only listening. As long as you have your headphones on and you are immersed in your English listening exercise, you'll learn automatically. It becomes effortless, and that's why I call it the effortless English learning method. No effort, no hard work. Ingredient number 4, the speaking part. After listening for a couple of times, start speaking aloud. What's the word? Aloud. So start speaking aloud with the voice of your teacher in the listening exercise. That's why we have 2 versions. Use the one with the gaps to repeat during the gap what your English teacher has just said. So that is alternating. Your teacher speaks, you speak. Your teacher speaks and you repeat during the gap. Got it? Use the one without the gaps to only listen or to speak simultaneously with the voice of the teacher. As the teacher speaks, so do you, simultaneously, i.e., at the same time. Speak loudly and clearly, don't mumble. Copy the voice of your English teacher. Try to say it with the exact same intonation and the exact same pronunciation as your teacher said it. And if you're in a place where you can't do that, then move your butt to a place where you can do that. Last ingredient, progression. If you only do this one time, not much will happen. So every week, create a new English listening exercise together with your English teacher. Like for example, on 5StarTeachers.net. What this will do is give you an ever-expanding database of sentences and phrases that are very useful to you and that you want to use when talking with others on a daily basis. You'll start taking phrases or parts of sentences from your database up here and connecting them, combining them with other parts that you've learned before, so that you can create your own sentences at will. At will, and that means whenever you want or need them. And over time, this will happen automatically. You won't be translating your language into English anymore. You will start to think in English. And if you do, celebrate and invite me to the party. And that's the secret. It will boost your English speaking confidence like a rocket, and you will become a confident, natively speaking English speaker. And the beauty of this is that you don't have to study. You don't need grammar courses. You can if you want to, but you don't need it. Hold on, but what about vocabulary? I'm glad that you asked that question. You will need vocabulary, of course, but that will come bit by bit with each new English listening exercise that you create together with your English teacher. And if you're interested in having me as your private English teacher, go to 5StarTeachers.net. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Peace.